What is going on, friends? Sean Dodd coming back with a technical analysis. Here we have Zach Weinstein, or Weinstein, depending how you say it. Before we get into this, I just want to let you guys know that if you're interested in a technical analysis of your own, go to www.gripandrip.co. Sign up, just $20, and you get a video just like this of your very own. And I can help you out with technical cues, problems you've been having, maybe questions and ideas regarding technique. For this specific video, Zach was wondering why he's a better weight thrower than he is a hammer thrower. So he sent me over two videos. I'm going to take a look at the weight throw real quick. I'm not going to analyze it because it's not weight season anymore. It's time for outdoors. And then I'm going to take a look at his hammer video. And I'm going to tell him why his weight is better than his hammer and how he can improve his hammer. So if you're looking for something like this, go to, once again, www.gripandrip.co. Sign up. Outdoor season is here. It's time to start chucking some hammer, dude. Grip and rip. I'm stoked. So here's the weight video of Zach. And I did take a look at his hammer video before this, and it looked pretty good.
Nice!
And that's like a pretty squared up toss in the weight throw. Let's see.
Nice!
Yeah, nice level shoulders, pretty decent rhythm, decent patience, steady orbit. No crazy pulling of the shoulder or left side or anything like that. So let's take a look at the hammer now. A little different video angle, so things are going to be a little bit different, but yeah. Okay, so at I guess technically second glance, because like I said, I've already taken a look at it. The difference seems to be just in connection. Okay, so the thing that makes weight hard, or I should say makes weight easy, and I guess it's double-edged sword. Weight is easy if you have the strength to handle it. It's so close to the body that it's so easy to feel, and it's so heavy, which makes it even easier to feel. Hammer is the opposite. It's lighter, it makes it harder to feel, and then also it's farther away from the body, so it makes it much harder to feel. And that's kind of the problem that I think most people have, is that weight is directly, immediately, almost right in front of the body, and then the hammer's 3-4 feet away from the body, so it's harder to feel and relax. And if you do something wrong in hammer, you won't really know until maybe a turn or two later, whereas if you do something wrong in weight, you get immediate feedback. So let's take a look at this and see kind of what the big deal is. And I think I'm going to watch full speed one more time, and I think the rhythm of the winds and entry is kind of a big aspect here. We're like 1, 2, and then just looks like you're trying so hard, and you're a little tight in the entry. Like, winds are pretty chill, pretty controlled. But yeah, so it's just, I think what you need to do is just smooth things out. So what I mean by that is think about making bigger circles in the winds here. So even in this preliminary swing, this is nice and chill, super easy. You're not bringing it up super high. It's not super aggressive. It's a pretty chill preliminary swing. Then with that, you know, like I said, nothing crazy. You're not turning back super far. But then from right here forwards, you're going to bring your hands forward. It looks kind of jerky, and it's aggressive. I think you got to slow that down and smooth that out. Caress it. Finesse it. Make sweet, sweet love to the hammer, if you will. But this through here, that movement right there, super jerky. You know, herky-jerky. I hate that term. But, yeah, very aggressive there. You can see you're really pulling across with the hands and the shoulders. Try to stick the hands out. Keep the hands out away from the body a little bit more. Wait for the hammer. You want to move with the hammer. If you look on this swing, your hands are going towards, what would that be, 90? And the ball's back before 0. So you want to be a little bit more connected to the hammer. You got to relax, go a little bit slower, and move with the hammer, which is a weird thing to say because it's like, you know, what dictates moving with it, moving ahead of it, moving behind it. It's a very delicate balance. So you got to move with the hammer. You got to smooth things out. You got to be with it, be one with it. And then same thing, kind of coming through here. It's kind of the same speed as is in the first one. Hands are just kind of close to the body. Bigger circles. You're turning back well. This is a little funky position. You're countering the ball, meaning the ball's back behind you. You're forward on the foot. But then you almost have a little bit too much weight on this right foot, perhaps. You can see how far away from this left side you are, especially as the hammer goes through 0. So you got to think about keeping this left foot underneath you or staying over this left foot a little bit more. Like you're centered, which is cool. You're centered if you look at this, you're in between both feet. But this left side shifts back big time. I guess it doesn't really even shift back. It never really sets up. So you might want to think about setting up this left side a little bit better here. Your left foot's a little bit wide. You want to think about in the winds, let's see, or in the entry. In entry, as hammer's coming through 0, you want to think about, yeah, you kind of get stuck right here. There's no shift over to this left side. You want this left shoulder, hip, knee, ankle, toe, kind of all in the same line to set up essentially an axis of rotation, in my mind, in this 2D plane that we're looking at. And as you can see, as your hammer goes through 0, the shoulder is back over the hips, kind of directly over the pelvis. Your knees out away, and you're not quite over. So this left side is not lined up over this left toe, this left little axis of rotation that I'm talking about. So you're kind of shifting back as the hammer goes through here. And because of that, you're not setting up a good axis of rotation, which means the entry is going to be short. Think about the time it takes for the ball to go around this left side. If this left side is more stable and out more over this left foot, the ball is going to take a longer path around the left side, which means more time for you to get down and catch a little early, and you feel more tension. Whereas if you shift this left side back, you are losing tension with the body. You're kind of giving to the hammer in a way, and then with that, you are going to pull the left side to keep tension. You're going to get tight. Your arms are going to be tight. Your lats are going to be tight. Your shoulders are going to be tight. Trying to feel the ball, feel the tension, which you can see here. That's kind of what happens. Your left side's turning. Your right side's a little bit disconnected. Your hips aren't quite with the ball, and your arms just look tight overall. You should protract your shoulders forward. You should reach forward. Keep the shoulders down, so you want to feel a little bit of tension in the lats, but keep the shoulders down and reach forwards. It's a little bit too restricted here. And then as you come around, you can see your hands kind of rise up, your shoulders kind of shrug up and get a little tight. And then you catch. And the catch isn't bad. Your hips could be underneath you a little bit more. Like I said, left side could be a little bit more, left shoulder could be a little bit more over this left hip, just a bit. You come around, and some say you over-rotate. You do a little bit, but I don't think it's a huge deal. You catch. And you're actually doing a pretty good job setting this up. You can see yourself shifting backwards and hitting that pendulum. You can see this right leg working up through there, which is really nice. And then you finally settle back. And then it's just like your right leg's a little heavy. You look strong, but your right leg looks a little low, or not low, slow and heavy and just kind of behind. Like it's stable. Like I said, you're working up. Looks like your right leg is acting as a good post there, but then like the ball keeps going and your right leg just kind of sits on the ground. And like long double support is good, but if your right leg's not moving with the hammer, then it's not really the best. And you can see your right leg also it's a little stiff, comes low around the ankle rather than kind of A-skipping up over the left calf. Catch again, flat-footed, not a big deal. I'm not a huge fan of the flat-footed catch early on. I mean, first turn, yes. Second turn, probably not. But then we'll see what happens. Yeah, you do a decent job here as well. You hit that heel down nice and early. This left side holds until ball gets through about 0, a little early. But right leg's working better. But then same thing, your hips just aren't getting up into it. You don't think hips towards hands. You want to, as the hammer's going around the left, you want to think about working your hips closer towards the hands. And then same thing, low right leg around there. And a third heel catch. Interesting strategy. But I like this kind of flat catch here. Level, hips underneath you for the most part. Turning pretty well. Once again, I like this angle of the left shoulder up through the right foot. The left leg opens up a little bit early. Hips getting up more into the throw here now, which is good, but you need more of that early on. And then I think you could get, like I said, this right leg still coming low around the left. And then you catch with a fourth heel turn. And then come through on the finish pretty well. So, like, most of your stuff is early on. I think, and that's kind of the difference between your weight and your hammer, where, like I said, the hammer is immediate and the weight is, or sorry, the weight is immediate and the hammer, you just are tight and you can't really feel it. So you got to relax and give into it in a sense. You want your torso and posture to be solid, but you need to relax the upper body and wait for it and feel with it and kind of dance with the hammer. Whereas, like, you know, weight throw is more like a rock concert, and then hammer throw is more like a ballet, if you will, if that makes sense. Um, so, yeah, I think the biggest thing, like I said, is just smoothing out these winds and entry and setting up a nice long radius and relaxing your shoulders. That's kind of the first big thing that you need to do. You got to kind of remove this big sweep forward here. You got to be long and relaxed and feel the hammer a little bit better. It's not the weight, man. Got to go slow. You got to be long. Hammer throw should be long and relaxed. Weight throw is going to be a little shorter. Still should be long and relaxed, but it is what it is. And then, like I said, setting up this left side a little bit better. And then also trying to get this right leg to turn a little bit more. And the entry, I think, would help as well. If this right leg pressures you back over this left side a little bit more, it'll be turning, it'll turn, whereas like all you see is this left side turning in entry. And the right leg doesn't start turning until ball gets after 0. So think about working this right leg a little bit sooner, set up the left side, turn with it, and then let it go long around the left, long and relaxed. And then I'd consider maybe trying to catch on the ball of the foot on that right foot. The heel is stable, but I think the ball of the foot is what's going to help it turn, set things up a little bit better. And then if your right foot's turning better, you're going to have a more efficient single support movement as well. So yeah, dude, lots of little things in this video. Hopefully it helps. Let me know if you have any questions, if you need clarification. I'm a little scatterbrained this morning, so I did my best to try to make it as cohesive as possible. So let me know if you have any questions. If anybody else out there, like I said, would like a technical analysis, if you want to figure out what's wrong with your throw, why you throw weight better than hammer, why you throw hammer better than weight, let your boy help out. Go to www.gripandrip.co, $20 to sign up, and be happy to help you guys out. So thanks for watching. Sean Don signing off.